What's going on, YouTube? This is BoxingWave. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms, BoxingWave 10, Twitter, Instagram, all that. Like the video, support the channel if you can, and just keep up, be on the lookout for more content. So I changed the scenery. I hope you like the scenery. I'm actually at my dad's house right now for the next couple of days. So I'm gonna try to put out some more content before I go back home. Uh, so look, Vergil Ortiz Jr., Jaron Ennis. I talked about these two, but I wanted to make a video comparing the two a little bit, just give you my overall thoughts on how I think of the two fighters. They're actually like two of my favorite young fighters to watch. Okay, they are my two. Like, there's a lot of young fighters out there that's gonna come up. I really enjoy watching Shakur Stevenson too. A lot of young guys, Devin Haney. We all talk. I like Teofimo Lopez, all these guys. But these two are probably my favorite two to watch. Like the two guys that's in their younger 20s. I really wouldn't call them prospects anymore, especially Vergil Ortiz Jr., because he's like contender area. As far as the two of them, Ortiz is further along. Okay, he's fought guys like Brad Solomon, Orozco, Herrera, before Samuel Vargas recently. He's fought about a good 4 or 5 guys. That's probably better than anyone that Boots has faced up to this point. Not saying that Boots can't beat all of those guys too, because I think he can. He would beat all of those guys as well. But Ortiz Jr. is definitely further along between the two. All right. And as far as who I think is better, I'll get to that in a little bit. But I really believe that these two, and if they stay this, depending on how long they can stay at 147, I think these two will be champions at 147 at some point. I think these two were better than both Bud and Spence at the same age. If we're comparing what Spence was and what Crawford was back at 22, 21, 22, 20 years old, I think these two were better than what they were at that age. Okay. Crawford obviously took a lot longer to become like a champion and a top like fighter in sport than Spence did. All right, Spence kind of came out, was fighting top fighters pretty early. I don't know if it was like after 10 fights, but he was fighting some really good fighters. In the early teens at least. I don't know. I'm just going on the top of my head, but he was fighting better fighters earlier in his career. But I believe that even still, with that being said, I still think that Ortiz Jr. and Boots, I think they're both better than what the two of them are, or were at that age, and everybody else that's at welterweight right now. I think these two are, they're showing that they're not just prospects. Like, they fight like elite level fighters. They fight like that already, and I think honestly, I don't want to gas them because I know they don't have the experience in facing some of these guys that Bud and Spence and Danny Garcia and all these guys has faced. But based on what I've seen so far and their talent, I think they could really hang with any best of the best welterweights already. Ortiz, I like Ortiz's approach. He's coming forward, he's feinting, he's throwing jabs. He's definitely works well behind the jabs. Powerful jabs too. All right? Powerful jabs. Very fast hands, right? He's not sitting down on everything, but it seems like no matter what he throws, he cracks. Everything hurts. It's like watching him, like it's like watching a video and putting it on fast forward, like clicking it on 2 times. Because he's so fast and he throws so many punches. Good defense. Slips shots well, counters well, moves well, pivoting and stepping around his opponents. Just pure domination. Straight shots. I like his approach. No bullshit, no games. He just wants to destroy everybody he faces. Ennis is different. Ennis is extremely diverse, amazing reflexes. So does Ortiz. Ortiz doesn't give enough credit for the reflexes he displays. Ennis looks incredible. Always compared to Roy Jones Jr. You know, you see a lot of Roy in him, but very diverse. Can switch from righty to lefty and make it look so easy, so fluid, you know? Very tall, long. Definitely doesn't look like he's a guy from a welterweight division, you know? Toys with his opponents, though. Totally different approach from Ortiz. Toys around, makes it look easy. Plays around, slips and shots and keeps his guard down, makes people miss. He's incredible, you know, and a lot of it looks like natural, you know. I know he probably trains and prepares hard, and I'm not trying to take away from his training and preparation and stuff, but he looks like a lot of natural ability in there, you know, a lot of ways he moves. Definitely, you know, the speed, and he looks like there's a lot of natural talent in there, you know. And I think his style would definitely give a lot of problems to the top welterweights in there. His style, you know, I just want to see more. I think Ortiz is definitely further along. So, Boots, I want to see a little bit more. I'm a little bit more unsure between the two. If I had to compare, I would just prefer Ortiz's approach for now. I'm not saying that Ortiz is better than Boots. I'm just saying that I would take his approach because it's no bullshit, no nonsense, coming forward, destroying, no toying around. I would just prefer him for now. He's definitely higher on the rankings. He's really close to getting a title shot with the WBO, which Terrence Crawford holds. I know Terrence Crawford hasn't fought like none of the top PBC fighters over there. Pacquiao, Spence, you know, Ugas, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, all of those guys. But, you know, the way things are going, it looks like he might have to defend his title against Ortiz Jr. very, very soon. And let me tell you something. If if you're a top welter right now, you better fight Ortiz and Enix right now. Because these two, they're gonna just keep getting better. They're still very young, and you know, I think they can already beat some of these top welterweights. I don't want to gas them. I don't want to overhype them because they don't have the experience as some of these other guys like a Thurman and Danny and all that. I understand they don't have their experience, but these two are moving at a really, really fast rate as far as talent. And these guys wait around too long. You know, I said the same thing about Errol Spence Jr. You know, when Errol was coming up and he was fighting the Algiers, and even a little bit before that, I said, you know, at some point you're gonna have to be forced to fight him. And Kell Brook had to be the guy to take the, you know, the step up because of that IBF strap at that time. Spence was the mandatory. Brook really didn't want to fight him. He didn't want none of them really wanted to fight him. Thurman didn't want to fight him. Garcia, all these guys didn't want. They waited, you know. But once Spence became like that guy, you guys got to fight him now. Once he became that, we seen what happened, you know. And none of these fighters wanted to fight him when Spence wasn't as good. He was good, but he wasn't as good. He got better. And I feel the same way about Ortiz Jr. It might already be too late. It might be already too late. I think at least at some point, whoever's a champion at welterweight, a year or two now, whoever's a champion, these two are going to surpass these guys. These two, I believe, will surpass all of these guys at the welterweight division. All of them. I'm not solely picking, just to make it clear, I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about Crawford. I'm talking about Spence, Danny Garcia, whoever you want to, Sean Porter. these guys will surpass all of them very, very soon because they are good already. Very, very good. All right. Uh, but I don't know how long they're going to stick around at 147. How long are they going to be able to do it? I know Ortiz has already moved up from 140. And it's already kind of big at the weight. Very tall, very long. But I love watching them too. They're the most excited fighters to watch. I don't know who's better between the two, but like I said, I prefer Ortiz Jr. for now. Because I feel like he takes every fight seriously, and I know what I know what I'm getting from him right now. Like I'm just more. I would put my money up for him right now. Right now. I just want to see. I guess what I'm trying to say is when it comes to Boots, I just kind of want to see him how he looks when he has to fight very, very seriously. Where he has to be more defensive, I guess. Like Ortiz, I feel like he fights every fight seriously. Whereas right now, Boots toys with a lot of his opponents because of the level that they're at. But when he have to like take a fight an opponent really seriously, how does he look then? I think that's the one reason why I'm leaning with Ortiz for now. I want to see how he is when a very, very serious opponent. He might even probably be much better if he was, but I don't know. I just don't know. You know? So I just want to see more with both, but definitely more with Ennis. He's not as high in the rankings. He's not like right around the corner from getting a title shot. I think Ortiz, if not in 2021, I think he's definitely gonna get a title shot by 2022, early 22. Like he's pretty damn close. Especially with the WBO. And I think Crawford got a lot of things to think about because he has to fight Ortiz soon. And he might have to fight a Josh Taylor. If Josh Taylor is to beat Jose Ramirez and become undisputed, Josh Taylor is going to move right up to 147. And he's going to be a mandatory position too. So Bud has a lot to definitely worry about. You guys know Bud is like one of my favorite fighters, if not my favorite fighter. He's probably my favorite fighter, current active boxer right now. But I'm not gonna lie, I can see Ennis giving him issues, and I can see Ortiz being giving him issues too. I think these two already can beat a lot of these welterweights already. They haven't proven it, but I think that. All right, I love both. I want to keep seeing both move up, but when it comes to Ortiz, I see a lot. I see a lot of like Oscar in him. I see Prime Cotto, Prime Bull Cotto, like just coming forward, attacking the body, just rushing, blitzing his opponents, and it's like I said, I see a whole bunch of Roy Jones in there. I see some Demetrius Andrade. He reminds me of Andrade too. I see some Andrade in there with him. But I just want to keep, let's keep watching him. Just keep watching him, see the growth, and improvements. And I see these guys at 154. I don't know how long Ennis can stay. I know Ennis is not with no big time promoter. He's with Showtime, but he's not with no big time promoter. So I don't know how long it's gonna take him to get like real good fights. All right, Ortiz is with with Golden Boy. He is with the Zone, and I think it's gonna be more opportunities quicker for him, much sooner than with Ennis. Ennis, it might take a little longer to move along and move up and step up, especially if people are not going to be volunteering to jump in the ring with him. People just not going to do it. They're not going to do it. All right, but I love the two. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Make sure you guys subscribe. I'm out. Peace.